Okay, we're here. We are going to be setting a coyote snare. I couldn't get out to set a few today out in the actual behind my house. So, I mean, this will just have to do for a little demo on how I set my coyote snares. I am doing this video because a guy on Facebook, I am selling him some snares, and he wants to know how exactly to set these ones. So I am going to make a video on it. First, you want of course, I mean, my tree anchor would not be this size. This is way too small. I prefer them to be at least the size of my wrist, if not bigger. And then the first thing I do is I put my support wire on. I don't know what this is. I think it's 14 gauge. Some guys do 9 gauge, but I think that's just too big. But I am just going to do this. And then after putting up my support wire, I anchor my snare up here. All it is a big loop right there with just a little aluminum ferrule. And then I took and put my snare loop through there. So hang on a sec. What I did was I took and to anchor my snares, I like having them anchored real solid, so there's pretty much no chance to have the coyote escape. What I have is a larger loop here. This is actually 5/64 7x7 cable, and this is 1/19 or 1/16 1x19 cable. What I do is I take this loop, and then I take the snare loop, and I put it through, and then it creates a circle where it's anchored on. So that's what I do. And then I put it through, all the way through, and then I have it. I prefer to anchor high in trees so that even when the coyote is sitting down, he's still putting constant pressure on that snare, so it's still choking him out. And then I like to get my loop. My finger span here from the tip of my pinky to my thumb is, I believe it is 8 inches, and I usually like having a 10-inch loop, so right about there. And then I take and put that on my snare support, bring this up as high as it'll go, and pretty much get that just nice and tight around there. Blow off all that damn snow. Hate that stuff. And then take and set that on there nice. And then get it straightened out. And then that's pretty much your snare. What I like doing with this excess cable here is I will take strand of this 28 and 26 gauge wire, very small. I just take and get a little bit of that. Not much. It's actually what they call it is floral tie wire for plants and stuff. I mean, I get it for 75 cents a roll, so it's pretty cheap. And I just sold a coyote here this weekend for $60. So I mean, you can't beat that price, and then the little expenses that do go into it, I mean, you pretty much get out of the hole real fast. Right there. I have it just wired on enough so that when the coyote pulls, he'll pull that off. And then he takes and just find a nicer little stick. Coyote's walking through. He barely touches that snare and it just goes right on him. He won't slip out like that usually. And then he just runs back. That won't happen, but yeah, he'll run back, get choked, and then this stuff here, that'll rip off. I mean, this is a really shitty anchor. I would never anchor to a tree that size or anything that's just sitting there unless it's got some decent weight to it, and that would just come off. So yeah, that's pretty much it. These snares do work. I have caught, in the 2 days that I had them out, I got 2 coyotes. Not that many compared to the pros and everything, but I just pretty much trap for fun, a little bit for the money. But yeah, that's how I do it. Yeah, I mean, these snares will hold a coyote by the 2 toes, I know, because that's how one of them was caught. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please comment and subscribe.